Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Yes, hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. I hope you're all well. A draw for Liverpool to see off the group stages of this Champions League campaign. We finish off with 14 points. Really good. I don't think... it's about on par with what we thought we'd get, I guess, when we started this. If you're watching this now, please, guys, drop us a little like and a subscribe if you're not already. Loving the comments coming in. Bambi, Channing, Arjun, up the Reds, absolutely, for sure. Salah and You'll Never Walk Alone. The interesting thing tonight, before we get into our guests, 3 records broken tonight. Salah scores the quickest ever Champions League goal for Liverpool. Billy the Kid becomes the youngest ever player for Liverpool in the Champions League. And what was the other one? And Salah becomes the highest UEFA Champions League goal scorer for Liverpool, overtaking Steven Gerrard. What a result that is for him tonight. He scored after 55 seconds. And what I'm going to do first is bring in the man, James Redmond. That's what they call him. There he is, looking content. You know, it wasn't really an important one tonight. Not too gutted about not winning the game. Obviously, there was a few contentious decisions within it that we will talk about. Instant reaction, mate. How are you feeling? You good?
I'm fine, Alex, lads. I hope you're well, and everyone in the chat as well. I just think, you know what, lads, the only frustration I've got taken out of that game is nothing to do with the performance. It's only the VAR, and like that's literally it. And I'm sure people that if you've come over from my stream as well, like I've just touched on it then, but I'll say it here, mate. I just think the inconsistency of it's just pissing me off, Alex, and it's like going forward, it's not gonna bowls well for any, and like you talk about, and I said it on my stream, rest in peace to the legend himself, but Maradona against England in the hands of God and that, like reasons like that is why VAR needs to be here. I understand that. It's here to stay. It's not here to go anywhere. That being said, you need to be correct when it comes to these decisions. Even in slow-mo, that ball didn't touch Mane's hands, at least in my view. Maybe I might need to look at it again if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, listen, if it touched his hand, then it was the right decision, wasn't it? Because regardless what I want to say, how stupid a fingertip is or how stupid it is when your stud is offside and they're given that disallowed, if that's the rules they're implementing, then that's just, I hate to say this, but it's just like I've got to accept it, because what can I do, me personally, as one person? It's like, I can say this on here, but nothing's going to be done about it. It has to be voiced, do you know what I mean? And they have to sort it out. But when it comes to this, it's just, I just think, like, it's here to stay, but you've got to be correct there. You've got to be sure. Even with the offside again, I need to see it again. Maybe you can correct me, but I didn't see nothing offside about it.
Well, let's go through the game then. So 55 seconds in, Salah scores probably the ugliest goal of his career. It trickles in his right foot, but of course you take it. They hit the bar. They come into the game a little bit in the second half, but then all of a sudden, the penalty is given to them. Now, for me, it harks back to the Van Dijk injury with VAR, because how can it be given offside, and then 1, it's given a penalty after, and then 2, if Kelleher gets a yellow card for his foul on whoever it was, sorry, why has Jordan Pickford not been sent off for his tackle on Van Dijk?
Oh, mate,
because that's what they've done tonight. That's what they've, Peter Walton, the ref that they brought in as the expert tonight, said it can't be anything apart from a free kick to Liverpool because it's offside, and therefore everything after that is null and void.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking.
I don't understand it, and I just wish, like, we can sit here and say we want to change it and we don't understand it. I just wish someone from the footballing world who's in control of it can come out and put all these questions to dead.
This is all I'm asking. Like, I only want answers. Like, if these are the rules that you want to implement, then fine, I'll adapt to them. I've done it before. There's new rules that's been put in place that I've had to adapt to. And if that's the case, if the ball can't touch your hands, which, by the way, if you're running in the momentum and your hands are where they are, then fine. I think that's stupid. But if that's what you want to implement, then that's fine. I'll accept that. I'll then realise that whenever the ball does touch the hands, I can't disagree with it because that's what they've said. But the only thing I don't like is like what you said about the penalty, about the VAR decision in terms of Kelleher getting a yellow card and the inconsistency of it. That's the number one thing, the inconsistency. But the goal at the end for me, like the goal at the end, it's just, please, people in the chat, let me know if the ball did touch his hands. I didn't see it touch his hands myself.
What? I think from all the angles that they showed, it looked like it was a Midtjylland handball, but then they showed one angle from the other side. And I said in the group with me, you and Doyle. By the way, Doyle he's got a dicky tummy tonight, so he's not involved. We want him to get ready for Kop Bins on Friday, so he's not on tonight, but I'm sure he's watching. Hello, Doyle. Hope you're well, mate. But yeah, from the last angle, James, it did look like it hit Mane's arm, because if it didn't and it was a handball, then I don't know if they would have given a penalty and a red card, or they would have just given Minamino's goal. But I guess it didn't matter in the end because they thought it hit Mane's arm.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it touched his arm, if it touched his hand, whatever, like, sweet, then they've done the right decision. I think it's just going to take a lot longer for me to adapt to it. That's it.
Yeah, a lot of time. So then, I mean, a lot of injury time. There was almost 10 minutes at the end. Considering the players that we had, like I mentioned right at the top of the show, Billy the Kid, we call him, youngest ever Champions League player for Liverpool. Again,
that's lovely. That's lovely.
That's a brilliant thing. Accomplishment. That just turned 18. Apparently, as well, I've just heard on Sky Sports News, Billy the Kid, Billy Coutinho, was a ball boy for Liverpool when we beat Barcelona 4-0. Imagine that. 18
that's
months
crazy.
ago.
That's
what a stat that is, by the way.
Yeah,
what a stat that.
That to be fair.
Well, he didn't start. He came on, but brilliant performance. Well, he looked a bit.
I'm not gonna lie. Do you want me to tell you what do you want me to tell you what I thought about it? I didn't think it was a great performance, but I just thought it was when Fabinho went off, it lacked a little bit of leadership. That was both Reece Williams and Billy Coutinho. You can't just single out a player. I hope that Billy hasn't been getting no hate or abuse or anything. I'm assuming he's not, because it's not a game like that. But we were saying that about Nico. Some Liverpool fans surprised me. Do you know what I mean? And I can understand why you can, pick out a few flaws from his game today. But that being said, it's his debut in the Champions League. If he was a ball boy 18 months ago, I'm sure this isn't what he envisions. And do you know what, mate? He's got the attributes. And if Jurgen Klopp feels like he's good enough to be in our squad, then he's good enough to be in our squad. And I'm going to go with the manager himself. Because you've got to think as well, like we've got Van der Berg there as well. And, other young centre-backs who are decent. All these centre-backs have jumped above him. And Jurgen Klopp brought him in. You know what I mean? So when you put it in that perspective, it's good to see that he's putting faith into the youngsters, and we obviously know why he's putting faith into the youngsters, because we've got no fucking first team players. But it's still nice to see them play, man. It's still nice to see them type of records getting set. Just think, we wouldn't have the youngest partnership creating a goal if it weren't for all these injuries. So there's positives to take in a sense definitely. When you look at it like that.
Of course, Fabinho clearing it off the line in the first half, brilliant from him.
Oh, mate, he's
brilliant. James.
On current form,
the goal was conceded, by the way.
On current form, who's a better centre back than him? And I'm not saying that in like a deluded way. Genuinely, if you've got a name for me, tell me, because maybe I'm not thinking of anyone, but I just can't think of a centre-back right now on the top of my head in this second who is playing better than him. One goal in however many games, or 2 goals now in however many games. No, both of them.
He wasn't on the pitch when
he weren't even on the pitch. He weren't even on the pitch. So there we go. 1 goal in however many games at centre-back. Bearing in mind, some of them games against was he playing against City? I'm not sure, but Chelsea, Arsenal, all these teams, and he clean sheets, and he was boss.
1 goal conceded with Fabinho at centre-back, and it was a penalty against Sheffield United. So let's remember that. Which wasn't even a fucking penalty. It was outside the box, so it shouldn't have even been a goal. Yeah, Fabinho was absolutely class today. A weird one, really, for Klopp to bring him off at half-time if you start him. But hey, now let's get on to...
Fitness, sorry for cutting you off, Alex. It's fitness, though. That's why he's done it. I think it's harsh when people... in the time that we're in right now, and I'm not having a go at you, I'm saying this at everyone, like, when people say things like, well, why are you taking off Fabinho? It's like, well, we need to rest our players, mate. Do you know what I mean? I was saying take off Jota, I was saying take off Salah at half-time, I was saying take them all fucking off, because even Midtjylland started, like, getting into our players a little bit at the end of that first half, so I was thinking, you know what, mate, get them off and just let's focus on the next game, because even though I did want to win tonight, because you're Liverpool and you do, there is a bigger picture to worry about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Simicast going off injured again. It wouldn't be a Liverpool game without an injury. There's a few knocks tonight. I feel like the players maybe knocked Jota quite a lot. Origi got a few knocks. Salah got a couple of knocks tonight. They're a very physical team. They had some fans in the stadium.
I want to ask you a question about Origi. And I know we're talking about the game. I thought today was not great myself. I thought that chance that he had early on in the game, I thought he should have done a lot more with that. He kind of looked just very careless and very just not that disciplined in a sense. And I don't know, I just want to get your opinions. Is he done now at Liverpool? Because even from when you look at the squad aspect of things, and even me and you said in the summer, Alex, we said it on your channel outside Anfield, we said, sell Origi, keep Brewster, because Brewster has just got more of a ceiling. And Origi, even though at times has had the greatest of literally the two biggest games I've ever been to, Dortmund and Barca, he was a massive part of both of them games. The biggest day of my life, the most happy day of my life, us winning the Champions League against Spurs, he was a part of that. Believe me, I'm not saying this based on the player. I love the man, but he's not good enough.
Listen, I agree with everything you've just said.
And he's being played on the left.
Played on the left tonight. I think, listen, January's round the corner. I think we'd be silly to sell him then. But in the summer, I do think it is time for Divock Origi to move on. That would be, 6 years? 6 years that it would have been since he's been here. So, yeah, I think, listen, as a player who has contributed that much in really such little game time, to be honest with you,
that's what I'm saying.
Especially starting these games, then, it's one of them where you go, Div, thanks for the memories, my brother, but you're not good enough anymore. We've got to move you on. I think that's what will happen in the summer, bro.
I also shout out Drops, by the way, because it was him who asked me that question on the live stream. But the one thing I don't want to happen with Origi is he's had this great career, and it's a great career what he's had. Maybe not the one that he could have. Maybe he could have scored in many more games and became that 20-goal-a-season striker we all wanted him to become. But the point is, he is known as a Liverpool legend right now. Cult hero, legend, put them in the same bracket. I'm not asked. He's remembered by the Reds. I don't want him to tarnish that by spending the next 2 or 3 years just sitting behind whoever else and being played on the left and looking like a stick. There's no point in him playing on the left. He's the only striker at the club and he's being played on the left. It's no point. It's not good for him. It's obviously not good for us because he's not contributing to the team. Try and get whatever pennies you can now, because we could have got 20-odd million or something for him in the summer.
You say get the pennies. Like in the comments here, he's only 25 still, which is wild to think. Is he 25? I don't know about that. I'll double check that.
I'll fact check that. I'll check that.
I reckon he was at least 21 when he joined Liverpool.
Fuck off, he's 25.
He's 25.
He's younger than you.
I'm older than Divock Origi. Brilliant.
Lad, wait there. I understand that he's 25, but he's also, does he look agile on that pitch? Does he look quick? Does he look like that he really fits to our system? Does he look like he fits to that team? I'm not saying he's a shit player, because I don't believe that, but I feel like if he goes to a team that plays into his system, he'll look better, and then we can get someone who can replace him in these type of games, and then boom, it's like better for all parties. I'm not saying sell him and not bring in a replacement. Obviously, we'll have to consider other options first, but I think we can do better than Origi without disrespecting the legend that is the man.
Love that. You really worked a way to kind of mug him off, but big him up at the end.
That's the thing. I don't want to mug him off, and I don't want anyone to take that perception, lad. I love him. I really do.
These comments are funny. Look, he's 25. He's 25. 25. You know what this reminds me of? Do you remember when Owen scored the goal against a 13-year-old keeper and he went, well done, he's 13. Well done, he's 25.
But he was twatting it, I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see how James feels. One rain effort.
Oh, mate.
You're not saving that, Jamie, lad. He's twatting it at him from 4 yards out.
Full on, though.
Did you ask me about that? Michael Owen, I'm going to show him that video and hopefully he can react to it, because
mate. Yeah, we've got to get a reaction.
What a video that would be. But yeah, man, listen. Arjun here says Origi looks like a Benteke when he doesn't try, but when he tried, he looked like a goat. It's true. I can't lie. Like, when he's on it, he is on it. But when he is not on it, he's not on it. If you understand.
This is what I'm saying. You've got to have a hard working. You've got to have a good work rate to be in this team, and I just don't think Origi at times has that.
Right, we've spoken about the records that have been broken. Billy the Kid, the youngest player. Salah scores the quickest goal, but the main record tonight, bro, Salah overtakes Stevie G with 23 Champions League goals.
Legends, Liverpool legends certified. Liverpool legends certified. 100 goals in however many games. Most goals in the Champions League history. Top all-time scorer in the Premier League season. Back-to-back golden boots. No one talk to me. No one chat about my mom. No one chat to me about my mom. In fact, Alex, let me just have the floor a minute. No one chat to me about my mom. In fact, I'm made up that you just gave me the big screen because the glasses are going off. Listen to me, mate. I understand that a lot. In fact, I was on Rance's channel the other day, and the disrespect that and listen, I know what Rance does. I know that he likes to try and throw you the stake and that you'll go and chasing and stuff like that. That's what he said, you know what I mean, mate? But he said to me that Salah isn't even in the top 10 dribblers or the top 20 dribblers. Now, I knew he was waffling and I knew he was chatting shit. The only thing I didn't like about that statement is people do genuinely disrespect Salah and they do underrate Salah. Now, I don't give a fuck because he's my mo. He's not yours. However, one thing that people need to realise, this is one of the best players in world football and has been for years on end and has been since he's joined the club. And that first season, yes, it can never be matched, but ever since that season, he has been another level. My Mo, he is my man and he is not yours. Amen. And
Wait, when you say not yours, because me, you and Doyle, I feel like we've got our own players, don't we? So, like, yours is obviously Mane.
No, I don't mean, I don't. You say that we've got our own players. They're all my players. They're all your players. They're all Doyle's players. You know what I mean? Like, we don't just share. It's not like we just bell them and be like, right, Sadio, lads, you're all right. Are you going to Alex's? You can't go to Alex's. Because you're fucking man. Because you're fucking man. What do you mean? You're going to Doyle's as well? You fucking... It's not like that. You know what I mean? Mo Salah. Nah, he's boss. Mo Salah's amazing.
Yeah,
I love but to conclude what I was saying there, people disrespect Mo Salah way too much, and to achieve stuff like that at a club like Liverpool, it's not just a fluke, Alex. It's really not.
But let's remember, he only joined 3.5 years ago as well.
Mate, you know what I mean? He's serious. He's a serious baller overall.
It's just unreal. Let's see if we can get in some of the youngsters. I know a lot of people in the comments here are waiting for Welford and Theo. So let's see if we can get them on. Well, there's Buddy Welford.
Hello, boys.
There's Theo as well. Hey!
Hi, James. Hi, Theo. Hi, Alex.
Right, lads. Like I said, 3 records were broken tonight. Talk to me about the game. Was it a record-breaking kind of game, or was it one where, considering the team we had and the team we put out, we're actually quite happy to come away with a 1-1 draw, even though VAR robbed us? Theo, let's go with you first.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the game wasn't important. We'd already won the group, so that's why we rested a lot of players and we saw Billy get a chance to break the record. Yeah, we did get robbed by VAR. And the thing that annoyed me was the fact that the penalty was given, even though they said he was offside. But Van Dijk's against Everton.
That's what I said.
Offside, yeah. It really there's just no consistency with VAR, really. That's the annoying part.
Welford, what's your main takeaway then from the game? Are you frustrated with the injury to Simicast there as well? Don't forget the VAR, the wrong decisions, or are you just like, right, let's move on to Fulham and scrape the wounds?
For me, it's obviously a bit of a letdown. So obviously, you want to see a team win every game they play. But I think we all know since Kop's came in, every game that doesn't mean a lot. He will always play a weaker side, and we kind of did expect that tonight. But obviously, it's a shame not to win. But obviously, a lot of records broken. Salah with a lucky finish. But for me, just to move on to the league, and I reckon a lot of people have been asking, do you play a full team on Sunday, Saturday, whenever we play? For me, I think we do, because the league's so important this year. There's so many teams going for it. So, and the amount of injuries you're picking up, I think we just YOLO it. Me, I'd play the strongest team we have.
YOLO it?
Yeah.
Is that what the kids are saying now? Is that a verb?
For me, we YOLO it. For me, we YOLO it.
Hey, shut up. Alex, don't be chatting madness. You were defo saying YOLO it when you were a teenager. You mad? You're acting like that you're a granddad.
Let me tell you why I didn't, right? my girlfriend's dog is called YOLO. So for me, it's just
So,
ruined the word, if
have you
anything.
been with your girlfriend since school?
No. No, but bro, you're going on like we all went to school in the same era, bro. I'm 26.
Yeah, lads, damn what, doesn't matter. People were saying YOLO for time. People have said YOLO for time. You're acting like it was just invented yesterday.
No.
I was saying YOLO, you were saying YOLO, my mum was saying YOLO. Do you want me to tell you something though? I'm not happy about something. I don't like the way Welford is supposedly the mini-me. That's what people call you, Welford. And you come in my DMs and like, Welford's the mini-you. Nah, you don't take that, because one thing I don't like is the fact, because you're better than that, Welford, aim for better anyway. Let me just offer to you, I don't like the fact that mini-me has more of a moustache than I do. He's got more facial hair on his face than I do, and I'm not even trying to mock it. Welford, I don't appreciate it.
Sorry.
Yeah, hopefully it grows then. I think.
Hey, what are we talking? We're talking about youngsters. Like,
hang on, I wasn't finished here.
Yeah, James, calm down, lads.
YOLO.
I wanted to jump in.
I first heard YOLO when I was at uni, mate. So I wouldn't, I probably did say it one time.
Well, then you lived under a rock, didn't you?
No, trust me, I didn't. It was the opposite, mate, at uni, trust me. My girlfriend's dog's cat is called YOLO. I think he's taking the piss out of me here.
Yeah.
He is, isn't he?
Possibly.
That's like saying my nan's fish's second cousin's best removed wife is a ant.
Vince bottle maker is a
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about the youngsters, we saw a lot of them like, oh dear, plate smash. Jesus Christ, what is going on to that? But yeah, a lot of the youngsters played. For me, lads, and the BBC Sport have given it to him as well, Kelleher, man of the match again for Liverpool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man.
Can't argue with that.
And even the penalty, he went the right way. He went.
And touched it and saved it as well. Well, he got a fingertip to it.
Thanks, Jamie, for letting me know that he was taking the piss. All good. Ryan says, James, Mo's just billed me. He said, I've got him on the weekend and you've got him through the week. Is that good enough, lad? Shared custody.
That's sound, my brother. That sounds.
What we should also say is we are not, in any circumstances, keeping Mo Salah captive or holding him hostage.
Only if he decides to leave Liverpool will we move to that step.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the plan goes.
Theo, I said Kelleher. A lot of people in the comments saying Henderson was man of the match. She obviously
Hendo was quality when he came on. But I'm sorry that you asked Welford. Welford, I will let you take the floor in a second, my mate. But I need to talk about my captain. And even though Trent was my captain for the first however many minutes, my captain then came on and he showed what my captain was. He took control of the game. Welford, this is my minute. I'll let you take the floor in a second. Hendo was sound today. My captain was sound when he came on. He was sound. He changes games. He changes games. He slaps you in the face. He slaps you in the face for time. He's boss.
That Henderson block, Welford, when he's
crucial.
Hendo or Kelleher, Welford.
Oh, I'll say Kelleher, me. The only reason why is, okay, so let me just explain. Okay, I rate Henderson. He's probably been get it on. For me, Henderson's probably been one of the best players with Wijnaldum this season. For me, I think he's been very, very good. But I just feel like tonight he just came on and just didn't, other than the block, I just don't think why everyone's like saying he was so good tonight. He was good, yeah, but I think, I just think for me, Okay, answer this then, James. If Adrian was in net, or let's say Jake Kane or something, or Naby stayed in the midfield for the whole 90, you'd have more of an impact of the Kelleher being in net or Henderson being in the midfield.
Right, I'm sorry about that, Welford. Could you re-ask that question, my mate?
Who would have been more important to have Kelleher in net over Adrian or Henderson over Naby for the second half that he came on for?
Let me tell you now, and let me tell you this for free. Henderson in the midfield. When he comes on, he changes the game. I totally agree. But I'm just trying to answer your question, Welford, and then I'll let you get back involved, mate. A lot of respect for you, but I'm trying to answer your question. Right, so I think Kelleher is a terrific goalkeeper, and I think he is a much better goalkeeper than Adrian. However, one thing that I just want to offer, even though today I would choose Kelleher in any different dimension over Adrian, Henderson, when he comes into that midfield, Alex, you can't disagree with me. Theo, my mate, I'm sure you can't as well. And even Welford, you can't.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Welford,
I totally agree with you.
Welford, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like, let me finish my thing and then I'll let you
talk. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
He is mini-me, and he doesn't fucking shut up. Right, Jordan Henderson.
Oh, God.
When he comes on, he changes the game. Today, he changed the game. Brighton, he changed the game. And Welford, I understand, like that you said you didn't see that, and other than the block, what did he do? But other than the block, he was making great passes. He was coming short. He was giving options. And he was also telling the other lads where to be. And you mentioned Naby Keita, and you mentioned a few other players, Welford. They wouldn't add that same leadership. They also wouldn't have that same vocal in the midfield. Maybe on the ball, he'd have a bit more control. But today, you saw how well set out Midtjylland was. He would have got caught out. You need a leader and you need intelligence. And Henderson has both of them things.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. As I've said, I think for me, Henderson has to be the first name on the team sheet over Alisson, anyone. I think for me, he sets the tempo. And as a lot of people have been saying, since when he came on, you could hear him a lot, demanding, shouting at the young players at the back, which I totally agree with. But for me, I'm not saying he was bad at all today, Henderson, but I just don't reckon why he should be awarded a man of the match for him, in my opinion, just doing what Henderson does best, just picking passes and making a crucial block. But for me, I think Kelleher Young had a net again, being put on the sticks by Klopp, and I think how good he's been. He's got high expectations now from all of us, as we all know. But I'm not saying, I can totally agree with you if everyone wants to give Henderson.
Welford, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I won't say.
Oh, I'll let you speak. We don't let me speak, do you?
It's just because you're talking about something different now, though, Welford. I'm just saying, I didn't say he was even man of the match at first. I said he played really well. You said other than the block, what did he do good? I was only telling you that's all.
Yeah.
But now I agree with you 100%.
I can understand. Like, I'm fine with giving Henderson man of the match. What I just think for me, Kelleher was more crucial tonight. I think Henderson, when he came on, he just did what he did best. He was a captain. He was amazing what he does. And I think for me, I was just a basic Henderson game because we know how good he is. And I think today, I just think it's well, I know he didn't mention everyone on the match, but I think a lot of people in the chat are saying Henderson on the match, which I can. Yeah, I know that's what I mean. Henderson is basic, came so much through Liverpool, as a lot of people didn't really like him the past couple of years. But yeah, for me, Henderson has been a phenomenal player this season, but I just don't think we can say he deserves man of the match for only being on the pitch for like 50 minutes. But people can have their opinion.
As we can see, we've got a comment here from the Kop TV.
Oh.
Popcorn emoji, James versus Welford. James, and then O'Sheen.
Are you trying to cause beef there, Alex?
Well, no, listen, I'm not. All I'm saying is, Channing, I agree with him. He says, I'm not choosing anyone's side because they're both.
Yes, lads.
Favourite YouTubers.
James, can we agree on that one? James?
James is kind of stuck. Oh no, he's back.
Oh, it is. James, can we agree on that comment?
What is it? Sorry, lads, I was looking at my laptop. What are we agreeing?
Can we agree on that comment? If I'm at the bottom for you. Can we agree on that comment? That's pro.
Seth Hughes.
He's gone. Oh.
Not sure where James. Is he on the move? There he is. Shannon said, I'm not choosing anyone's side because they're my two favourite YouTubers.
Can we agree on that?
Okay, am I okay now, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I love Welford YouTube. Everyone go and subscribe.
Thank you. I love you too, James. Thank you.
O'Sheen is definitely taking the piss now because he says, my great-great-great-granddad's son, uncle's brother's dog's son is Sadio Mane, so I related to him. Nice one. Right, before it turns again into a James versus Welford, Theo, who is your man of the match? I'm going for Kelleher. James. Yeah,
Alex, I agree.
Kelleher.
That man right there.
What?
I'll applaud it too. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying.
Love that you've got a picture of Hendo in your room.
It's just what he brings to that midfield. Like, he may not have. I have this argument so many times with so many different people. He might not have, the technical ability of other players, but the leadership and the determination and the vocal that he brings to that team, it's unbelievable. And like, he's whenever we're without him, you can really tell that he's missing. And he's definitely man of the match tonight. Close for Kelleher, but yeah, for me, Henderson.
Sorry, just had to plug in the old laptop charger there. So that means that we've got 2 for Henderson, 2 for Kelleher. Someone's got to decide this. Someone's got to decide this. So right, I'm going to bring in another guest.
David,
How about
by
that?
the way. David's mark.
David is taking the piss, absolutely. I'm going to bring in another man like Few Izzy, another YouTuber who's on top of the Kops last week. How you doing, my brother?
All good, family. How you been, bro?
I'm very well. Listen, we've got a bit of a debate here, Few. I'm going with Salah.
I'm going Kelleher as well.
James,
Yes, Few, get in.
I was watching. I remember now. I'm not. I'm not disagreeing with Jordan Henderson what he did. I'm just going based off the fact that Kelleher been put under pressure, putting goal by
exactly
world class. You know what I mean? And he showed his class. He showed his class today. So I'm going for Kelleher.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well and Few, lad.
But can we just say as well, just before James jumps in, can I just say we all love Jordan Henderson more than anything combined, by the way.
Everyone thinks we're eating now. I love Jordan Henderson. I love Jordan Henderson.
James has got his hand up there. He's waiting like a little kid in school. Himself, but we'll go to James.
Right, so can I just offer something to everyone? Right, I haven't said my man of the match. I was just, this is what Welford said, and I'm not even like put words. Welford said Henderson did nothing else other than the block. That's what.
No, I did.
I was saying.
Did I say nothing else?
When I told you he's done more, but I'm telling you, you said that. I was just trying to offer to you that he was more than that today. However, when you say what is my man of the match, I say Kelleher. I thought.
Oh,
are you messing? Oh my god!
You know, you never interrupted and actually use what you call to get a haircut and start letting them get something.
Oh my god!
You would have got the point and you would have got the gist.
No.
He's on a drumstick.
He explained himself.
God.
Popcorn emojis. Few, let's come back to you, bro. 1-1 draw in the end. Wasn't really the result we were looking for, but we'll take it, won't we? Big game on Sunday, though. Is that now where the attention lies? Few, did you hear that?
Say that again, bro. Sorry.
No, I was just coming to you to get your thoughts on the game. Not what were we looking for, 1-1 draw, but a lot of positives to take from it. Does all attention now focus on Sunday?
Yeah, man. Of course. It's done now. Like, win, lose or draw. I'm not gonna lie to you today. I wouldn't have been upset. I wouldn't have been upset because we're already through top of the group. So yeah, man. Even though it's Fulham, we still have to focus on that game and just get 3 points. Get the whole 3 points. I think Kelleher proved himself the last couple of games that he should start rather than Adrian. But yeah, man, I'm confident. Regardless if it's Fulham or not, whoever we played next, whoever we're gonna play, I'm confident that we'll get the 3 points from anyone. To be honest with you.
Nice. Shannon says James is taking the mick. James is getting it in the next part. I'm just trying to be the man in the middle. Do you know what I mean? Ryan says, let Hendo take a penalty against Kelleher. If he scores, he gets further back. That's decent. We'll have to get a little thing out there for that. But David here says, lads, that listen, we all thought it was offside. Everyone thought it was offside, but it was a penalty, I think. I do think it was.
I don't know,
No, listen, Welford, if that happened to Salah, you'd be asking for a penalty, 100%.
I don't know, because I don't know.
Would be, bro, trust me, that's a pen.
Yeah, obviously, if obviously, if it's my team, I'll call for anything. But I just feel like a keeper's job is to come out and make themselves big. He came out, the ball was the player wasn't getting there, and I don't think he was going to get there because Clarkson was running back, and I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit soft in my opinion, but I would give it a pen. Yeah, but I think a couple of years ago that wouldn't have been given, in my opinion.
I want to get all of your opinion now on Minamino. I mean, to be honest with you all, he didn't have a great game at all. He started in midfield. I think if you are going to start him, it has to be up top. However, he almost scored the winner. It was taken away. Big shout out to George for the super chat. Thank you very much, man. He says, what do you guys think of Minamino? Does he have a future at LFC, or does he become the next Origi and not really offer anything new? I mean, we've had this chat, James and I, especially about Minamino. I mean, how long does he get now before we go, actually, this isn't working?
I don't know.
It's a tough one, man.
I like Minamino and I like his birth rate, but
Yeah, he worked very hard today, I thought.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he worked very hard and he shows he's got quality there and then, but that's the only thing. That'll only get you so far. And don't get me wrong, he was playing, I believe, on the right-hand side when he was playing in that team with Haaland in Salzburg. Yeah. So I think he's got to be on top of the wing. People say play him in the midfield. Yeah. People are saying play him down the middle.
Yeah, he was playing like centre mid today. Is it weird?
He don't play Minamino anywhere else other than the wing, in my opinion. I don't think he's
same, I agree. Yeah, he was playing like dead central today. I think. I don't know.
Few come through.
Well, starting striker. So how are you starting striker? That's a biggie playing left wing. How are you doing that? And then how come you're putting a winger that's Minamino in the middle?
We have Sadio Mane. We have Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Diego Jota. Where's he going to play?
No, I'm talking about backup. I'm talking about.
You've got to put him centre back or something just for appearances.
I agree with that.
He's got to play with Matip, him and Matip at the back. Like, that's what, basically, to get appearances, that's what he's got to do. He can't start ahead of them, man. Long, he can't. Do you know what I mean? I haven't seen anything of him that makes me think, you know what, this guy's a player. I haven't seen that yet. I'm being so real. I have not seen he's a player, but it gets forgotten about because of how good our wingers are already.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If this was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and Berabino,
asking questions,
we would have stuck it all over him. Do you get it? But now, because we've got this Mane, we got Salah, we got Firmino. We don't really care. I personally myself, obviously, I want to see a lot of them. But look at our front four. It's mad. It's crazy.
Theo, how long has he got, Theo? Minamino at Liverpool. We've not even been there a year. Remember?
It's a tough one because obviously he's nowhere near the likes of Salah and Jota and Mane, but he is younger, but then even if we haven't given attention, we've got Harvey Elliott still come back, who's doing really well at Blackburn.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
As well.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Thanks for the super chat, George. I hope that answered your question. Right, David here says we haven't seen. Oh, getting into that one. Sorry, David. A lot of comments coming in tonight, guys. Really appreciate that. It's probably the most comments we've had on a fan cam, which I didn't think would be the case after a 1-1 draw against Midtjylland. But he says we haven't seen the best of Kelleher by any stretch. We will love this keeper soon enough. If we don't already, by the way. If we don't already, because I think he's done all
I'm on the Kelleher train.
Yeah, he has to be the second keeper now. He has to be the second keeper, in my opinion. Alisson, then Kelleher for me.
JB, I thought Minamino played right tonight. He's a few steps off where he needs to be.
Yeah, he worked hard today. He won the ball back. Yeah, he was probably the best out of the attacking threat other than maybe Salah. Because I don't think Jota did much tonight. He had a couple of poor touches. His final pass was a bit weak in the final third. But for me, I know obviously, as Few said, that our front three is a joke, or front four. But I think you got to understand, Minamino was brought in for backup. And we cannot expect like a Sadio Mane as a backup. Like we can't expect some world-class player to be coming in on the odd game here and there a couple of weeks and performing dead well. Like I know we obviously expect a little bit better, but I think for backup you can't argue, and he'll always put a shift in. And I think tonight he worked very, very hard. So I think a lot of teams up and down the country, world class teams, if you look at their backup, they're all right. Like probably a little bit better than Minamino, but they're nothing like amazing, not world class, because that's physically impossible to have world class backup players. So I think for me, Minamino's fine for backup.
Totally agree. I think there's a lot of comments here coming in about Kane. Who people thought had a good game tonight. Ant Dicko, Big Scouser says, no mention of how brilliant Kane was, lads. Mini Alonso, I don't know about that, to be honest. Mini Alonso, no one's a Mini Alonso, really.
Was it Clarkson? Kane?
But yeah, Kane getting a lot of plaudits here, and Clarkson was good as well. Cleared one off the line. Well, it was given as a penalty, wasn't it? But he still did clear one off the line.
Clarkson looked all right tonight.
Yeah, but then David saying Origi is done, Shaq is almost done. With these two names, I mean, Izzy, talk to me about. All right, I'm going to get up this one from David as well, because he said this. Sell Taki, sell Naby, sell Origi, and sell Shaq. How do you react to that, Izzy?
Okay, David's probably in Amsterdam right now. Do you get it? He's probably in Amsterdam and just kicking back, like he's doing his own thing. He just like I don't think he understands what he's doing. With the Origi, no, let me be real, yeah. Origi should just retire at Liverpool. Let me tell you why, yeah. He won us the Champions League. He single-handedly won us the Champions League. What he did against Barca is like scoring 2 and doing a mad thing. Like I had no hope. No one had hope. Seeing Origi there, we didn't have hope. But he should just retire the rest of his career and just stay at Liverpool. And whether he comes on or doesn't come on, it's not a problem. We still love him. Do you get? But yeah, David. Whatever that is, we all need that on the bad day. If we get knocked out, we might maybe. I might join you.
You're a mad guy, bro. You're a mad guy. He's saying Taki and Naby, not Premier League players. We won't get into that right now.
No.
All right, we will get into it now then. Go on then, James. Take the big screen. Go on.
Like David, listen, my mate, I understand where you're coming from about the Taki situation, and I understand where you're coming from for Origi, and you mentioned another player. Naby, I don't think you can say he's not a Premier League player. Maybe he hasn't played enough to prove that, but he is a Premier League player. When Naby Keita is consistent, he is a Premier League player, and he is actually more than just a Premier League player. He gets into some of the top 4 teams, he gets into some really good teams across Europe. Naby Keita is a quality player when he can play. The only thing I question about him is this really his toughness, his grit, and that's the only thing I question, because I think I mentioned it to you, Alex. Some of his injuries can be quite a bit funny sometimes.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, when he can run, when he can get a run of games together, I like Naby. I say,
same.
make more of a conclusion at the end of the season with Naby.
Yeah.
There you go then. Lot more, like I said, loads of comments coming in. Layla saying, "Hi James, came from your channel. We love that." Here's one for you though, lads. Right, to finish us off tonight. I want all of your answers for this. Obviously, the Champions League group stage draw is Monday at 11 a.m. So by Monday lunchtime, we will know who we have in the round of 16. Obviously, in the years gone by, we've gone through Porto. It's been Atletico. It's been Porto again. We've played all sorts of teams in that and done really well, apart from last season. Obviously, I'm going to come round and start with Izzy. Who do you want in the draw, bro?
I want to see Psychic. Obviously, I would love if it's an easy draw, amazing. But I told you last time, and Doyle was on it. I said I want someone big. I said I want to play like Juventus. I want to play PSG. I want Barcelona. I want to play these type of clubs. So just because it's interesting to watch, and I'm 100% confident in whoever you throw at us. I don't like. We're Liverpool. We're on top. Do you get? Like not them lot. It's us now. So I think every club will fear to get us. They want to get us. But me, I want anyone. I want the big boys. I want to see Ronaldo.
You want the big boys?
Yeah.
By the way, David responds to Izzy and says he wishes he was in Amsterdam. He's not in Amsterdam. We love that. Right, Theo Woods, what do we want on Monday at 11?
See, look, without sounding arrogant, it'll sound arrogant, but give us anyone.
This is an arrogant statement that's about to come.
We're here. Let's enjoy it.
Just give us anyone.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it. We're here.
Anyone, did you say?
Yeah, anyone.
But lads, do we not want an easier team, as they call it, so we can then face the big boys in the quarters? I want the easiest team possible. Welford, and then James.
To Man United and them lot, man, in the Europa League. That's the easy team. Europa League is easy. That's them playing Rapid Azerbaijan and
Rapid Azerbaijan.
All of them clubs, don't fear names, bro. Look, that's who they're playing. Give us Juve in that. Don't give me.
Wait there.
You're gonna
do you want me to tell you?
No, I don't want that. A 555 kickoff, that game.
Yes, James Redmond is about to reveal the teams that we can potentially draw on Monday. Go. Big screen business. Wait there. Big screen, let's go.
Atletico de Madrid. Borussia Mönchengladbach. FC Porto. Atalanta was in our group. Sevilla. Lazio. Barcelona. Leipzig. And yeah.
Well, there you go.
Borussia Mönchengladbach, if you're asking me.
No, I don't want them. They look good then.
Mönchengladbach. This Mönchengladbach is actually the team that we beat in the 1977 European Cup final, guys. Just so you know, just a little fact, just to keep you informed and up to date. Right, so James I want Porto again.
Yeah, I would say Porto. we play well against Porto and score a lot of goals past them. So for me, I want as easy a team as possible until you start getting to the big rounds. And I think when the quarters, the semis come around, it's quite late on in the Prem. So the Prem will be a little bit of a straight road, if you get me. Like, you'll know who's your whereabouts and that. And I think for me, because obviously a busy period after Christmas, January, February, I don't really want to be playing, like, don't want to really be travelling to like Juve away or Bayern away or whoever we can get and having like a tough game. You know, we're playing some tough, because we've still got a lot of tough games in the league. We've still not played half the top teams at home yet. So I think for me, easiest teams, and then start getting to the quarters, semis, and start getting against the big boys and start knocking them out and hopefully win it again this year, because I reckon we've got a big chance to win it.
I'm not going to lie, it seems like a lot of people in the comments want Barcelona. They're looking for that blood of Messi again.
They know.
They
I just want to let you know,
we didn't forget.
I just want to let you know, a lot of these teams are still playing right now, so these are like live tables.
Yeah.
Well, Mönchengladbach losing 2-0 to Madrid right now. Universal Boss with a big super chat. Thank you very much, my brother. He says, anyone, I don't care. Only Bayern Munich are better, have a strong team, the rest are bang average. I mean, there were some teams that you listed out there that are a little bit unknown, James. I mean, you mentioned Lazio there. I wouldn't want to play Lazio right now. Lucas Leiva back to Anfield. Luis Alberto back to Anfield. Pepe Reina, you're mad. Jeez.
Lazio didn't look like good in his club
We'll
group.
show them that they were the last generation, lads, you know what I mean? We'll show them the last generation that we are here now. Over 2 legs. Oh no, it's 1 leg now, isn't it? Either way, it's the Champions League. We fuck everyone, lads.
Is it 1 leg now?
Yeah.
Well, it was to the end of last year. I don't know what they're doing this year, though. It was to the end of last year.
They must do 2 legs.
It's got to be
because
2
if you get drawn away at like Bayern or something, then it's just a bit. It's
I'll take my result back. I don't want big.
He wants Porto now.
If you're telling me 1 leg and
Fishing back.
away, I don't want the.
Someone in the comments, let us know what the crack is. Is it 1 leg or 2? Find out.
At the end of last year, it was 1, but I think that's because the virus was at like peak.
And they played all the games in Lisbon at the end of
they did. Neutral. Right, guys, thank you so much. It's been another brilliant post-match reaction show. Liverpool getting the 1-1 draw. Obviously, we were through already. It didn't mean much, but the positives to take away. Billy the Kid being the youngest player. Clarkson having a great game. Kelleher, man of the match. Salah scores the earliest ever Champions League goal for Liverpool. Breaks the record. That's 5 things that I've just named already. A couple of negatives. Kelleher gets the yellow card. We draw the game. Tsimikas goes off injured. But really, overall, it's okay. It's 2 legs. We're just getting information in.
Yeah,
now.
there's a couple here. Okay, that's few. Are you going back on your decision now? Do you want Juve again? But I think he's saying Barca, but we can't hear him. Barca. He wants Barca.
We can't hear him, but he's saying Barca. Trust me.
He's saying Barca. Yeah.
He's definitely saying Barca.
Well, but do you have a phone? If you can I have your number?
Okay, this is a bit weird.
I know, yeah. Wrap it up, boys. Wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap this up. Right, guys. Redmond, Welford TV, Theo Woods, Few Izzy, all my brothers. Listen, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 in the morning with James and Doyle for Kop to Bottom, of course. And then on Friday, like I said, we're filming Kop Bins. But please get into this show tomorrow at 11. It's a great one. If you haven't already, please do watch it. Kop to Bottom. It's where we preview 5 of the games coming up in the weekend. We've got City United as a big focus for this weekend. And if you haven't watched it already, go back and watch this chat with Emil Heskey. But lads, thank you all so much. Yeah, love that Welford. He knows about that. Come on, man. Levels. Right, guys, much love to you all. I will see you in a bit. Take care.